I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is March 31st, Tuesday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. So we bring the fire over here, baby. This is what we do. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about coming down. This would be more of in general speaking, being bullish, like a normal world, right? Well, I know there's nothing normal about what's going on now, but general speaking, coming down here and then coming back up to wipe out easy sellers. All right, so this was going to be the 30-year that I was drawing here. And then I have also this one here. So this is also coming down, popping up, taking out liquidity. Very similar idea. In this case, we pull back for the liquidity that we're building now, and then it'll turn into April. This is April type of thing, and then shoots through. This is the end of the month that we're dealing with. So that's going to be some part of the context today. It's going to be a fire-ass fucking video. I'll just let you know. And that was that. And guess what? What do both of these options have in common? I'll go ahead and let you think about it. Well, they both say coming down and then coming right back up, right? So there's two reasons to buy here, but not a coincidence. When we left the charts yesterday, look what Asia does. Impulse, straight up. See that? Why? Because I kept telling you guys this was easy to sell. The bias is bearish. We are most likely, before they go up, they're going to take that low out, like in general speaking. All right, this is a 4-hour chart, so you'll see even a divergence here on the oversold. See that? Right there. I don't know why they do that. That shit is so stupid. Right? So there's that, and it's just logical. Instead of dropping and then just going straight up, you'll say, well, they did it there and they did it there, right? Well, no, they didn't do it there. They did the exact same thing here. And here it is what it is. No wicks or nothing, just straight reversal. The point is that it's just a logical price action. Experience says it. They give you the expansion. I'm not gonna buy this shit down here. But did I have to? No, I still murdered it. Let's hop into the murder show. Initially here, when I'm watching price action and I come up, I don't necessarily have to have a bias here. Obviously, the bias would be sort of bullish, but the point is no PhD here, no mathematics here, unless you're looking at mathematics through the lens of the actual candle for the month, because it's the end of the month. So, and I have it drawn yesterday. I said, wherever it stopped here, and I drew the weekly range, and I have the 20 to 40% here. Very clear. Very clear. Okay, cool. Now that we've said that, what are we going to do here? Well, we expect to buy back up into some of that wick to create the wick of the month. Even if it goes up or down from now on, it doesn't matter. That's just a logical situation, which I just love this. Don't you just love this? It's entertainment, isn't it? You see here, right here, we push right through where we have that weekly level. Oh, we've been up and down, haven't we? Look to the left of the chart. I want you actually to pause the chart, the video, and look at the chart for a second before I even start talking. Go ahead and pause the video. Cool, you paused it, right? Okay, cool. So now that you've done that, you'll take a look and you'll see how things are going to start maneuvering here. So when we are blasting right through the weekly gap, well, they came back down here with these lows here and pretended like it was going to be a sell model or liquidity that we were going to run at 930. That understanding, think about it. Well, let me not jump ahead. What do I have here? I have the projection here, because I had that information after Asia, right? I'm waking up at 9:30, right? So you see the projection here. I got 1 to 1.5, and then I got 2 to 2.5 up here. You have the previous day's high right there. That's yesterday, Monday. Today, all right, Tuesday, we ran out Monday's low. So we have a chance of running out both sides of the daily candle. Why? Because you're in a deep-ass discount. And when you're in a deep discount, they'll take out both sides of the candle. Take a look. So Once we understand that, plus like, okay, the little channel here after this impulse, did you get a pullback? Yeah. Did they, is it fair delivery here? Yeah. Is it, and then what is it doing? It's pushing up. It already made some new highs pre 930 above that high, right? So I'm projecting it up here. You can see 101.5, 2 to 2.5, which is I'm measuring this right here, this swing here, and then I have that swing there. Notice how the -1 and the -2 are the same. The -1.5 and the -2.5 is coupled with, we're going to talk about, I didn't draw the daily imbalance. Let me explain today so you don't think this is confusing. Fire video. I did not draw the daily imbalance here on this bearish one. You have to include the gap. So that's why I measured it the way I measured it. You see that, right? So you can see that, right? So I'm measuring from the wick to the gap there. All right. So there is also one there. I did not draw that. In my drawings, did I need to draw that or know that? No. Why? Because logically, we have been selling and there's now only sellers in the market here and these buyers down here. It is very common. I drew this yesterday, so this is not no fucking hindsight, right? The logic is, no PhD, is to just basically come back up to wipe out sellers. This is a breakout level. And I deleted that line here yesterday. I don't know why I did that. Well, I know why. I was just trying to like make it a little cleaner. But I put it back on today. And why? Well, that's the breakout area. I still have these other lines. You're gonna see how I use these. This is not just random fucking lines on the chart. Ready, set, okay, let's go. Okay. Now that we've said that. So you're gonna see here that the lines are drawn, and then I added that line that I missed, right? I put it back because that is an easy breakout level. And if we're gonna now retrace, now look what I did with the monthly candle range. I have 20, that was the 40, and then I added 30 right here, right there. Now you have 3 lines on there. Okay, perfect. Put the low on there because I assume that's the low of the month, right? You think, oh, we're gonna roll over once. Well, you push your luck too much. You got way too many lower highs and liquidity above there, right? So it's time to do that. So what does that mean? I expect to take some liquidity to the left side, right? So what does it look like? Well, we see that the price pushes up into here, into this 101.5 first. Then it retraces back into the weekly gap. Not fucking random. This is beautiful. Okay, cool. Breakout level as well. They've already handled the breakout level here. Coming down here like yesterday, and just like the way 930 performed, you think yesterday is going to perform like today, or today's going to perform like yesterday. Why? Because they put you in that box of mental thinking, right? I know that's a trick. So instead of doing that same thing, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to buy. You'll see what we do here. It's just fire. But does it mean that I couldn't have been bearish today too? I'll explain in a second. So you can see here, I have the quoted present week gap right there. We're in the top 25%. We tag it and then we push up. Midnight levels right there. They've already swept it right there. So and you're thinking, is it going to come here or not? The opening range gap is at 50. I'll explain why I was going to try to go for there, and then I made a good decision to not. Let me take some water here. Hold on. So then what happens? Well, before anything to the right of the chart happens, if I'm drawing this and I'm telling you, here's me showing you an example of what I expect, and this is me executing on it. Did I get to execute down here? No. Did I need to? No. Okay, let's get into it. So to the left here, you have all of 930. Easy, nice sell. We smashed that bitch yesterday, right? We remember that. And what's to the left here? We had the first imbalance of yesterday. In the green here, we had the first imbalance of Friday. Today's Tuesday. Yesterday's is right here for Monday, and then the day before that would be Friday. That's Friday's first imbalance. I have it drawn up here. Notice I have it up here. All right, so that's all the levels here, plus the breakout level there. And keep in mind, I have the daily, and I have the in the pink now. I have the bearish daily imbalance. You see me. I'm gonna look up here in the 4 hour here chart. I have it quadded. Okay, now that we've said all that, let's look at the upside here and the targets before I even get into the entry. If we're bullish, I have this circle here. I have this circle here. This circle here is in blue. I don't expect to really hit that, but if we keep going bullish, then that is something I'm interested in. Okay, perfect. And then that's that circle there. It is highlighting. Remember, I didn't make the week. I didn't make it thick on the fib, so it's just thin. Now it's thick, but okay. But what I'm circling here, up here, is the 30%. Notice 20% is right here today. Right here. See this on my chart? That's 20% sitting right there. Right here. See this? Okay, I just highlighted it. Okay, I should have made it thicker, I know. But okay, so then, and then I have that, there you go, crossed over, Friday's first imbalance, and I have this circle that I just told you, the 30%, plus what I can't show you to the left here that's in the chart, but you should know what that is. If you want to pause and take a look, what do you think is above this previous, so this is the previous day's high right here, and then what's above to the left? Okay, so remember, this big last across the screen to the left in October, we had that highlight. We had that high right there. Remember, they came on purpose and they didn't hit it. I still took the sell yesterday, thinking that they were going to squeeze that on purpose, not to make it perfect. Remember that? Then what's to the left of there? Just real quick, just so you see it. What's that right there? That's that Friday sell by sell. Remember that sell by sell Friday? The liquidity with complete zero touching the opening range gap. That's an inefficiency. Plus in the weekly, the daily bearish imbalance in the pink. And then you have that liquidity to the left of that. Like see the gradually selling of the liquidity. Remember that shit? Breakout area right there. Remember that? So when I'm going up, look to the right here. For the circle, this is that circle, the same one, by the way. Look to the left here. Look to the left while I do that. You see that? Where's 9:30 from Friday's 9:30? Look to the right. 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 You notice how my circle in blue is up there? There's possibility of hitting it. Just keep that in mind. I need you to keep that in mind before we continue. Let's go back into the trade or the trades. That's why I'm marking. Just so you know, I'm marking all this already before 9:30. All this is already there, and I have circles down here in the opening range gap. So I also know the opening range gap is here. Let me talk about that for a second. The 50% will be there, and then it's literally coupled with those lows there. Okay, so top side I have marked here if we go up, and then bottom side if we go down. Okay. Now that we've said all that, if you're struggling and you're wondering, well, I don't know, I'm running, today was difficult. Then it got easy, but it was still difficult. So let me explain that. I can see both sides of the market, yes, but I do understand also not just minute or myopic thinking as far as ranges goes, but I'm also thinking daily profile. I'm also thinking, macro situations where the price moves based off of seasonality. And that's just going to be the conversation of going into April, which is why I drew this. So this is not made up. Okay. So that understanding, if I understand that logic here, let's get into the video. I have to preface the video with that, right? 9:30 is here. Is it going to go up or down? Well, pushing up here and then retracing back. That's exactly what we did yesterday. But look at the difference between yesterday and today. Yesterday, it popped up and it just sank down immediately. Like this failed immediately. Remember? I went into the video, so go into the hour and 15 minutes because it's fire. I took this sell right here. It rated it, took the sell. I knew we were at 20% here. Okay? And then wanted to see if it wanted to come into here. I had no problem coming into here first. Guess what? When I sold it, it came down, it stopped, it was coming below, it closed, and then I get a push back up. I took a loss. That loss then tells me I'm probably on the wrong side. And it's going the other way. And it's bullish. Why? Well, we do have the understanding of tagging the previous day's high. I've already drawn it. So even though I fucking drew like a magician the day before, I still took a loss, right? Okay, why? Because I'm human, and because it's not about being impatient. It's just I understand what they're possibly gonna do, and my logic was to sell it down here to buy back up, right? If at the worst case, right? Or if I was to be bearish, that's fine, because this kept drawing my attention and my fucking focus to it, but I locked in, and let's show you. Watch this. Then it pulls up. I can take a loss. Then it's coming down here and it's tagging. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. It's probably gonna still roll through, right? Right. So it's losing. I take another shot here. Look how we tag now the 20% here, right there, and then right here we tag the first imbalance of yesterday. I take this trade again. I sniped it, and I was like, came down, boom. When it stops here, and I have this bullish imbalance highlighted, I wanted to invert this imbalance right here. Guess what? I see the wicks and there's no bodies. I got married to selling it for a moment to come down into the circles here. You'll see the 25 and the 50 that I have it down here. You can't see it right now. And then I said, oh, dude, you're wrong. Then the price. So at this moment right here, I knew it was wrong and I was going to push buy here. What happened is in this boner candle right here that pushed up on a 15-second chart, which I was looking at another screen, the 15-second chart was so manipulative that by the time I even blinked and ready to get my finger with my nerves down my body to push the mouse button, that bitch was up here. I was like, holy shit. Right? I mean, it was fast, bro. And it is what it is, right? Guess what? And I got built here. So what am I doing? It's crossing over, and it's in expansion mode. Sure enough, what did it do? It did expand, and it's now rushing to get up here. Beautiful. So again, my fill, I should have been entered here. Okay, I didn't see it yet. I saw it, but I didn't. I just was married to coming into it. I expected to do it. I saw it happening because these wicks and the way it was hitting right there. Right? What did it do? It crosses over. Notice how now each candle becomes closed, strong, bullish. And we're slithering above. Look how we slither right there. See this little price action? A little bull flag, or a little miniature bull flag? It's literally happening on the first imbalance of yesterday. All right? And then this 930 level from yesterday, I'm going to talk about that in a second. So give me a second. But watch this. It pushes up. It retraces. It comes into this imbalance right here. That's perfect. That's an entry. Pushes up for a second drive. I'm highlighting this again. It comes out for a second. I say, oh shit. I have to allow a swing, and then it closed. Look at this candle. It closes a second candle of a swing. So candle 2 here, and it's a swing because it closes above, back in. That's indicative of a reversal candle, or it's going to start, turning back around. The bodies come back inside the imbalance. These are all characteristics that I'm paying attention to, and it does not take out the middle of the imbalance that's highlighted. Here's the low. That's the second candle. That's the middle of the imbalance. It didn't take that. It's a good signature that it's still buying. And I'm trailing. My stop loss is trailing. I have to allow pullbacks. I'm not just, choking it there, because I want to get in here. Here's my first circle. Why the first circle? We talked about it. That's the yesterday's high. I had that breakout level from all the way back here. Remember? All right. There's how many lines do you see on the weekly? There's that low. There's that low. And then I should have put this low here. But at the time, I didn't need it because we weren't even that far. All right, I'm going to put this one back for a second. Just hold on. Just hold on. That's why I said I wasn't playing around. We just ticked it today. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm a fucking beast. Okay, take a look. Hold on. Just hold on. And then we have, don't forget, and then we have this one here. I'm going to change this to another color, which would be like a fucking dark green. Or black? No. Why did I put black? let's put, it'll be the only purple line here, okay? I'm going to put a fucking purple line, I guess. Okay, move forward, bro. Okay, so point is, oh my God, this is how I do fire shit. So anyways, that's what that second level was, right? And I'm encompassing it here. Okay, it's going to be very specific what I'm sharing with you. And then 50%, by the way, of the daily pink gap right here. 50% is right there, and that's going to be right next to the bottom of the first imbalance of yesterday in the green, and the 20% of the weekly fucking range. This is that 20%. That red line right there. Don't get confused. You see it? That's why I sold it here, because I was like, damn, man, this is fucking perfect. This could sell off. It could be a nice resistance. And it did not work. So, and then someone says they're struggling with trading because they, when they're wrong, they don't know how to go the other way. They don't know how to look at the other side of the market. This is exactly how you do it. When I take the losses here, they're very small losses. I take some losses. They're very small. It's not a big deal. And I'm not even worried about it at all. And when I take the losses, that's information. That's telling me you're going the wrong way. So that's when I was to go buy here and buy it. But that 15-second candle pushed me. You go look at it. It was insanity. Go look. I'm not going to even open it up. I ended up getting filled here because now I understand we're pumping. Okay, we're going to this initial targets that I mentioned. Now, let's get into the fire here. So when I'm here at this trade, I get this fucking crazy candle, and then it dips back into the to this imbalance. I allow it to even sweep a previous low. Now I squeeze a stop loss here, and I want to see this expand. It has to expand. If it doesn't, and it comes back lower, I'm out the trade. I don't want to be in the trade. Okay? Don't want to be in the trade because it should be pushing up, running for all this shit that I talked about up here. Guess what? I get stopped out. Good decision, buddy. Let's go to the next trade. What do? It takes me out right there. This guy right here. Look at that candle. Look at the next candle. Boom. Took me out. Closes below this imbalance. All right. What am I doing here? I expect a retracement. Hold on. God. Okay, this is hard to make this video. I'm exhausted already vocally. But here, so I have the first imbalance of Friday, and then I draw today's first imbalance. I did not draw that yet. It's this. I did not draw it green yet. Because does it matter to me? I don't care about that. You could have entered here, but I've already entered here. I'm wanting to ram up here. Then, once I get stopped out, I immediately make this the first imbalance. Why is this the first imbalance for today? This is going to be important later. You'll see in a second. Why did I make that my first imbalance? Because, you don't count 930. Why did I count that one? Because it's minute. It doesn't even take out a high or anything. And then here's the next imbalance. I have this one here. You're like, okay, well, why didn't you use that one? I said, well, it did take out a high, but it retraced pretty deep, and it just really, it's minute. Even though it can qualify for one, and you might even be able to go back test this and use it, I didn't use it. Why did I use this one? Because it's prominent. It's strong. It's a big, strong fucking candle, right? And then this next candle, yeah, it dips in, but the opening of it and just the characteristic of it and it leaving from that imbalance. So I use this. You'll see how I end up using it. So what do? Well, you see me using it now. Sorry. So so I got stopped out of that trade. What is my logic here? I'm not greedy. I said, okay, I'm smart for that decision because I see the drives here. They're trying to get people to even sell in this, right? Still, I'm not going to be a sucker again. That happened to me here. I was gonna buy consistently from here. All right, look at how we bounce off the 930. Notice how I've got it drawn, don't I? So no bodies in here. You see the wicks just in there. Where are the bodies? The bodies are telling the story here. They're above. even though the wicks are really telling the story because it's only wicks inside there. Why didn't I buy it earlier? Because I was married to it coming down into there. Because I saw that easy liquidity. It was easy to buy that. I wasn't awake. I mean, no. Let me rephrase that. This was not easy to buy. For you to fucking try to buy, but I don't buy shit like this. I don't do that, right? We hunt shit like this, right? But it's fine. I didn't get in here. I've already explained how they have already kind of like tested that level, and you expected that to do that like yesterday's video? No. So they weren't going to do that today. That's fine. You notice I still bought, right? Okay. Because when I was wrong, I went the other way. I knew I was wrong. So flexibility. Okay. That's explaining this situation. Now I'm doing the same thing here. It retraces back. Now it's coming back into that imbalance that I drawn. I haven't stagnated on purpose. Guess what? It comes in, it runs for some drives down, it takes out that guy, and it takes out that guy. And where does it hit? It hit this 50%. Boom. It hit this 50%. It's crossing over. I push buy. I'm entered here. The price pushes up, and normally I would squeeze this, but I was kind of like looking at some other shit too, and then it just quickly came down. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers. So I have this drawn here, by the way, this imbalance. I have that marked. Look at this candle right here, this guy, this hammer right here. See this hammer right here? It, wham, it took out this guy because that was an entry method right here. See how we get outside of this last down candle right here? We come above it, and then we come back in. Boom. It's literally the same level as my entry. See that? Beautiful. Take a look. That's the high of the first gap right there. And then they slammed it, and my stop loss, I had it right here. I had it right there in the middle of that bull candle. I had it right in the middle. I'm going to drag it out so you can see it. See that? It's in the middle of that bullish candle. Boom. It did not hit it. My stop loss. I was like, holy shit. And I was still bullish here. I was holding it. I was like, you little bastards. Then what happened? Pop right back up into that imbalance. Here's a very rare scenario. Here's a bullish imbalance. You're going to say, oh, well, buying this field and buying this field. Yeah, but that's a premium. I didn't get in here, and I didn't get stopped out. Okay? This is a discount. This is not. I'm looking for it'll probably come back and get the easy buyers. They have to, because it's just crossed over very easily. You can close your eyes and push buy here. I almost did. So, right? I'm proving that logic, right? I did not. I meant to get filled here based off of this imbalance. I just happened to get screwed over with that 15-second candle, and it bought it up here. Anyways, make videos for long. This is a very rare scenario. Look at this imbalance. There's 3 candles. 1, 2, 3. Notice how we take out the low of that candle. That's a rare situation, and it's still to buy up. Slammed it, came, and then the fucking candle comes right back in and closes inside. Look at that. Look at that. That's a hammer. That's telling you it's gonna buy, right? So I was saved by the motherfucking hair. A stop loss was right there. I didn't squeeze it. Boom. That's you want to wait until you make a new high. Is the point. Okay, now it's a swing here. Pops above that imbalance, plays around, and I'm like, dude, this is taking forever. And I knew it was suspect, and that was the other thing. And I knew it was the end of the month, and I knew it was the end, last day of the month. So I had that situation here, and I was like, you know what? I watched price tag that breakout level, that weekly. That remember yesterday? We didn't hit it. That's that old weak level, and we blew through it. This was resistance here, built liquidity, and then it tagged it right there. Look what the time is, 10:34. So that was the 10:33 candle. Say I ain't lying. Say I'm lying. That's a 10:33 candle, that blue one. It smacked it, and it was a nice bullish candle. I said, okay, we finally got in this bitch. By the way, when we were here, it had just took out the previous day's high by a hair. And I saw that. That's why I squeezed it here. Did I mention that? I don't think I mentioned that. That's why it retraced back. Why? Because they know the buyers here, they know you know it's drawing to the previous day's high. You're already beyond over here. Let's just say you fucked up and you didn't catch it. Well, now they're pushing by here because they know that they're gonna hit this previous day's high. That's why I put the circle right there. We tagged it. We tagged it right here. I forgot to mention that. All right, let's continue the fire. Okay. So then it smacks this level. And I was like, man, this shit here was too easy. Even when I was wrong and I flipped bias, I still got money. How? Experience and following my system. Me taking the losses and going the other way is part of my system. The drives coming up here and taking profit is part of my system. That's why I teach it this way, right? Because it's what the market's doing. So again, I got in, I no stop loss. I didn't invalidate my trade and I wasn't going to lose. So I left it the way I left it. Shot back in, and then it smacked this level. When I see this bullish candle, I expect it to keep going. Break out, go through. We got a breakout area situation here. Guess what? This candle, the bearish one, the current one you see on the fucking screen is 1034 candle. It came back down and it squeezed. It fucking ate the entire previous candle, which is 1033. And we had time involved. 1030 something. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What if they come back down to get into this liquidity? So I squeezed it and took the profit. Once it tagged it and it came back in, I put it there. That bitch better turn into a hammer and then it needs to roll up. If it don't, I'm done. Okay, what did it do? It took me out. Take a look. You can't make it up. I got out right fucking there, didn't I? So it took me out. Not only did it take me out, then I even got in the motherfucking sell. How'd I do that? Because I just talked about the logic here. This was easy. Remember? This was easy. I was supposed to buy here. I did not. That was easy. Guess what? I thought about attacking it. Why? It's a buy, sell, buy day. We're looking for moves here. So this is move one up. I'm trying to, even though you saw me catch move one, you saw me get 2 trades out of it. So move one, and then this was move 2, but it's still just kind of like move 1, right? I'm buying it up. Now, where's the real move 2? Pushing back. So in a buy, sell, buy day, for your notes, the 930 will just push up straight. That's exactly like a sell, buy, sell. If you go look at Friday's trade, go look at Friday's fucking trade right now. I'm not even going to pull it up because I remember it. It's a sell, buy, sell. Remember that fucking shit that it just sold off from 930 on its own without even going back in the opening range gap? This is the same idea. Same idea. Oh, this day is turning into the same day as that. Guess what? When we got up here, I have drawn this imbalance here and this bullish imbalance there, okay? I drew this one, and I did not draw this guy right here. I did not draw that one because it was just kind of overkill. I didn't need it at the time. All right, so then you can see once this candle pushes down, it closed. This next candle comes in, and now we're closing in that bullish imbalance sitting right there. And we have one right here. There are equal lows right here at the moment. I had it in this drawing. The equal lows right there. See these equal lows guys right there? See that? They're 2 equal. I was like, oh, fuck. See, I like this. It took it out and took off. This is equal lows. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But guess what? Now that I got stopped out and we get this price action with these candles closing bearish, and I see it on a smaller time frame, you can see it. You go back and do the research, but this was a nice pushing back into the last block up here. If I put a line from this last up candle at 1033, drag it out, bam, we tag it right there. And then it's crossing over. Initially, this candle right here, it's crossing over very quickly, running through. We are now out. Look at the body, the way it opened in the bottom half of that first imbalance up there. Are you seeing this? Okay, and it crosses right over. Immediately I see that that's weak. Selling off. Running through here, I push sell as soon as it runs through that next candle's low. Look where my entry is. 540 and a half. Okay. 540 and a half. What's the low of this candle? This candle right here. Up there. What's the low right there? 23, 540 and a quarter. What does that mean? That means I'm fucking getting filled right when it crosses through, and it ran right through. Then it closed below that imbalance. Oh, and then I have this marked here. I have the extension here. Why? Because it's pulling back. So where's the extension for that? 1 to 1 or 1.5 is right here. Well, I have my circles here. My first circle is right here. The bottom of it is the 930. Notice how that's a minimum with this high right here. What's this high of the circle? The -1. When I'm selling this, before I even explain how it moves down, when I'm selling it down here as a target, I know that's a breakout area right here. All right. Number one, I know this is liquidity that they built easily right there. Number two, I knew this was easy right here. Number three, I knew that they didn't have any. All you had to do is I could have been buying from right there on the 930 level. Remember that. And I saw that. That's why I flipped the decision here. So this was easy. That's what I'm telling you. So the retracement, if it retraces or all comes all the way down, what is the projection levels? Right here. What are the next ones? Right here. Now the next circle is the -2, the 25% of the opening range gap right here, and then I have the midnight level. That's all sitting right here. These three fucking levels are all sitting right there. This, I should have made this blue like this level here. Okay? Because if it wanted to drop, if it really wanted to go, it would have came down to the 50% of the current week gap, take these guys out, and then we'll talk from there. Either keep going down or buy all the way back up. I'll get back into the buy, sell, buy profile in a second. Just give me a second. So, okay. I made this blue on purpose because I didn't expect this to come down here. And then I had this one here. This one should have been blue. You can see we create this bearish imbalance right here. Notice I'm already in before it gets created. It gets created. We tag in it here. Comes all the way back to my level. Tags it, and then it becomes a pin bar. Comes back in. Perfect. Rolls right over beautifully. Where am I going? Well, again, this is a minimum area here. But I am going for my target here. Sure enough, it happened. Wow. Can I teach this to you? I don't know. But you can't make this up? Okay. So here's the first imbalance for today. Here's the one from yesterday. Right there. Watch how we come in. We come in, and I staggered it on purpose. We come in, look at the bodies. No bodies in. There's actually a bearish imbalance right there. I did not draw that. So I didn't want to muddy it. But it's there. I knew that. And then take a look. I expect it to come underneath this imbalance, which is the first imbalance, and use it as an inversion. It does. No bodies. Immediately, half of a candle body in this, then it sells off, sells off, sells off, sells off, sells off. I am trailing the motherfucking stop for each high of each bearish candle. Beautiful. It's like artwork. Coming into here. Look, you can't make this up. Coming into here. Where I fucked up is, I was like, okay, I squeezed the trade. I ended up getting stopped out. And then this happens. Whoa, what happened here? Look at this. That first circle. That's why I should have put it blue, because it didn't have to come in here. Okay, but I don't know what's going to happen here because I'm actually done right now. I've already traced it back in. I don't want to keep selling. I wasn't looking to buy this either. See, this is where I start to talk myself out of the idea of being bullish, because this move was beautiful, right? So it takes me out with this boner candle. What am I going to do? Sell that, sell that, sell that, sell? No, right? So it's already pushed up. And I realized that I kind of fucked up, right? But watch this. So, but I know it's in a 1 and 1.5. Remember, if it retraces and it stops at a 1 and 1.5, that means it's very bullish. It didn't come into here. I knew that. Remember, hold on. Remember my buddy over here with the circle that was drawn in the beginning of the day that we weren't sure if we were going to hit it? Let's go back into the fire. Let's go. So what did I do here? So the price is pushing up, and I realized I probably fucked up from buying it, but I was married to selling it. So I looked at this as maybe as a possible break and then come back into the range, which is a little bit too deep for my liking, to then roll over for another low into here, right? Because it's the end of the month. This is the reason why I thought about this, because it was the end of the month, right? And you're like, well, I thought you were bullish if it was the end of the month. Yes, it's true. But at the same time, they could have done this and just to keep it heavy. So then if they wanted to open up next day, which would be tomorrow, which would be the first of the month, then it would kind of like, then roll back up, right? Okay, fine. So it's pushing up here. You have an imbalance right here. It comes in, comes up to the 20%. Where are we here? This one is the 20%. This red line is the 20%. Right, this line right here is the 30%. Remember, I added the 30% into this conversation with that line to the left. Let's continue. There's also a breakout level with a 4-hour imbalance right there. Blah, 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 blah. Part of the daily, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. Okay, so when it came down here, I was like, dude, what if this buys from here? It's in an oversold, blah, blah, blah. I walk away. I have to walk away. Now it's 11 o'clock. It's already retraced early enough. So reversing at the 10:30 almost, and then reverse it almost by 11, and then it fucking moves up. I'm like, dude, that was too early. I fucked up and I should have bought it, but I was still married to selling. Why I say that, it'll make sense in a second. So when this candle pushes back into this imbalance right here, and it tagged it, boom, it came a hammer. This set the tone for the rest of the day. This little fucking funky ass candle right here set the tone for the rest of the day. You could still made a mistake, but watch how I get out of my own mistake. It tagged it. I'm like, fuck, dude, I messed up. Should have bought this. So it pushes up, comes back in, and balance right there. No bodies, pushes again. I'm not chasing. I'm not buying this, right? So it is what it is. I'm actually done. I'm actually pretty much content, right? But watch how this happens. Then it pushes up, squeezes everybody here, pushes back into the first imbalance right there, and the first imbalance of yesterday. Hold on. Yes, it's a little muddy here, so just watch. It's a little muddy. So it pushes up, and then it comes back, and then it pushes back into this bearish imbalance. Wicks, no bodies. Look at the closure. I take this sell right here. Why? Because I'm like, they might come and sweep this now, right? So I was a little bit married to it. Like, the little devil on my shoulder was like, constantly trying to push me away from this objective. I was about to talk myself out of the fucking trade. So I'm selling it. Comes down. Boom. Back to the 20%. This is all key. To the 20%. Bounces, pushes back up. I didn't draw this. Didn't need it. Comes back down again. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Let's go. Lower. But it's a tight range. It stops on the 20. Pushes back up here. Squeeze some more sellers. Trying to get these lower highs in here for an easy run later, maybe. I was like, okay, I know that's possible. So I'm still married to selling here. I'm in a sell right now. At the moment, I'm in a sell here. Okay, comes down, boom. Comes right back to this. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? This is a perfect way to, why would the price come back down here into this imbalance where that little hammer smacked it? When it smacked it, that was to tell you to buy. And people bought here. I did not. But people bought here. So it came back to squeeze. What does this area look, an understanding to me? It's a breakout area. If you didn't see that with this boner candle, it's fine. This candle, this candle, this candle, this candle. They're constantly bullish candles. It's a reversal. With this down, right? So I understand that. Price is moving kind of fast, so you don't really know. But this is a buy. It came back to squeeze as much as it can, and it was another buy, but I didn't push buy. I'm still in a sell. I see this, and I'm around the 20%. I'm like, oh, dude, you can feel it in your bones. You're like, this thing is gonna buy from here. If you look at the 15-minute, we're pretty much like coming back into that last down candle right there. Anyways, then what happens? And you can do some more research on this little wick on the 15-minute. I won't even go there, bro. You can even go look at the 25% of yesterday's opening range gap and drag it across. And we're also tagging it. This is also nested it. Oh yeah, I just said that. Go pause it and look back in that what I just said. Yeah, how do you know that? Yeah, you could, because this is algorithmic. It's moving through these levels. Here is now, then I get this candle right here that closes and then it pushes up. Look at this boner one. I'm like, oh, so sign one was this, that my sell was wrong and I should have been buying. Sign one right there. Sign two, the 20%, we're coming by it and then we sweep and we come right back to it. That's sign two. Sign three, we actually close above that last down candle and we get this big stupid candle. That's sign four, whatever the fuck sign that is. Now we're back in the opening range, in the first imbalance and this imbalance here of yesterday. It pops up. I'm still holding it. Sign five comes back into this imbalance that I drew and it respects it. I said, oh shit, this is going to reverse. I don't know yet though. Then it crosses over. Boom, right here. See that? See how it crosses over? I'm in the sell from right here. Soon as this crosses over right here, I don't get in, I get out of this trade. I'm out. I could be pushing buy right here because I know it. The momentum right, this price action should not be happening if you're selling. So guess what? It pushes up. Now you could be pushing buy. It's kind of like an understanding here. If you were late to the party, you could be pushing buy because this is a structural shift. It should not. If the price is selling, you shouldn't get this. You shouldn't be getting up here. Notice how the momentum crosses over. Experience happening here. So instead of pushing buy here, which I could have missed it if it kept going, or I just have to wait for another imbalance that's above there. How do you get involved? If you're asking me, how do I get involved? That's how you get involved. I allowed the retracement. So I just got out of the sell. It retraces back in where? The first imbalance of yesterday. If I dragged it out, it would have been there. You would see it tagging inside. I stagnated on purpose and I crossed over the first imbalance of today. Look where the bodies are. They're sitting inside it. They reached out. They came back inside. Right? And then this candle, this next candle that pushes up, I push buy right when it crosses over. That's my confirmation. That's exactly how I got into this trade. It's just catching a pullback, allowing the expansion, and it should expand. That's my entry right here. This level right here on that blue candle crosses over. I also have this bullish imbalance. I could have dragged that out too. I need to see. It should hold as support. This little down candle, it held here. Boom. It bought right from there. Are you paying attention? I hope you are. Right? Crossing right over. Right over. Right where? Now I have this imbalance. You can drag that out. I didn't need to. High, higher, low. High, higher, low. It's starting to what? It's expanding with structure. Structurally, I got in with that. No heat as soon as I'm in there. No heat. Push up straight. What am I doing? This is unfinished business. This is unfinished business. I talked about that in the whole beginning of the video. I knew that was possible, right? Okay, watch this. I took advantage of that. Because this is just a, see this right here? If I go on the 15-minute, see this low right here? And then we pushed up for almost breaking out of the previous day's high. We retraced back into what? A 50%. It's a fair delivery. See this range right here? It's a fair delivery here. Very simple. That's how they got people in buying in here. And I did not even buy from here because I was just started to see fucking funny. Yeah, all right, my mind playing tricks on me, right? But that's okay. I understood that. That's how I got involved. And then from this low to this high, internal high, if you do the range back, first 50% right here, it's retracing back with drives. They're trying to inch their way from the buyers here, and they're trying to get you from stop buying here because people can't control themselves also, right? Okay. So then, that's how I knew to continue up. What did it do? I saw the structure. How do I know I'm right? I have immediate feedback. because it's making higher highs and higher lows from here. Guess what it does? It's turning lunchtime, and I'm like sitting through this. I've been sitting through this at lunch, and I'm like, dude, hurry up, bro. I'm trying to get up here, right? Or down here, and then be done. And then sure enough, I end up saying I have to wait. So I'll wait into lunch, and this is what it does. I'm watching price, and I'm chilling. I'm waiting. I'm about to go to lunch soon. And then boom, consecutive 1 minute candles pushing up. I was like, dang, that's beautiful. To what? To get all that shit to the left that I just talked about. And I'm trying to squeeze this bitch so much while it's going. And I was like, and I didn't get squeezed out right here. I took the picture and the price pushed up quick. Then as soon as this candle closed, I pushed it. I pushed the next fucking, I pushed the, what do you call it? The stop even higher. And then I got squeezed out quick because it was just constantly moving. Look. You can't make this up, baby. Fire. Then what happens? You saw me put the stop loss right there. Then this candle pushed up here, and then it immediately closed, and then it pushed up here. As soon as that happened, I pushed the stop loss here originally. This is the next trade. This is the last trade, so don't look at the stop loss where it is. I put the stop loss here for a second on that closed candle. Then it rushed up, and then I moved. I couldn't even take the fucking picture. I literally, while this thing was, if you were watching this, it just was pushing hard. Right? So I'm squeezing it, and then I was getting squeezed out. I couldn't even take the picture with this. Ended up getting squeezed out right here. Right in this fucking candle. Boom. It shot back. Now guess what it hit? Look to your left. This is the 30%. Remember I added the 30% in the chart there? And then what's above here? I had the 2 to 2.5 here. I had that breakout level from that I added back on the 4-hour chart. Remember that? Okay. I added that level, and that's the sealment of the current bearish imbalance, daily bearish imbalance. And then I have all that there, right? So it just shot right through to all of this. When I got stopped out of this fucking, you see I have the high here. I don't have it all the way dragged out though. I didn't expect all this. So it just caught me off guard. All I was trying to do with this buy was to come above this high. I didn't expect it to do this, right? So the point is that notice how that was my minimum on the upside if we went upside. So then when I get squeezed out here and we get this push back and we get some drives on here. If you go look on the, you can go see it on a 15-second here. It'll be more probably legible. You can't see it here. So let me go to the 15-second for you because I'm a nice guy. Definitely a nice guy, I think. Okay. While it's pushing up here, push up. This is when I got stopped out with this fucking thing that I was that slammed down because they knew I was on their app. Why do you think they do that? They do that because they know we're fucking trailing our shit. So you can also use a 15-second to trail it right here. Boom, right? So I also do that without the 1 minute. If the 1 minute is just too fucking bold, then you go down to a smaller time frame. So anyways, wicked me out. Then it came up here like this. Then I had the drives. 1, 2, 3 type of drives right here. Then let me go back to the 1 minute. And that's all right there. You get this pin bar right here. This 1243. Not a pin bar. It's indecisive candle. Right there. As soon as that comes in an indecisive candle, I'm pushing sell. I get filled here. It's already pushed up. Like more, just a couple more times, right? Just in case you're pushing sell, they're popping it up a little more. Just like when I say drives here, of pushing down here, same idea. I know that. I push sell. Immediately, where am I going with this sell? Because I'm trying to be done. It's 12:48. Trying to go lunch. I'm trying to get my last hurrah. Why? Because I know this is very probable. What? This just fucking broke out. Stupid. You could have closed your fucking eyes and pushed buy right here. I make another circle right here, just for fun here, for you to see this. What is this? This is the 30% level on the red here. 30% level. I have this imbalance. Why that imbalance and not that one? Because I don't know. Because when I'm selling here, I expect them to fuck someone way more than this. I expect them to come lower than that first one. I expect them to come into the one underneath that. That's being very specific. Oh, there's another one here. Why didn't you do that? Because what if they don't come down there? So where's my minimum target? Coming back to the 30%. Have you noticed we bounced around the 20 that's over here? Look at it. Look at dancing around the 20. You can see it, man. Then we got to the 30 here. We got to the 30 right here and blew through it with that previous week's low. That's an important level. That's why I put it back. I don't know why I deleted it. That's last week's low. So once we came above it, I know we're going to come back in to the imbalance. I'm literally, and when it does it, each candle starts to turn bearish. I'm hovering the stop loss just like this. Boom. You see me doing it. Oh, a nice quick motherfucking 100. Call me Mr. 100, boy. Right? You see what I'm doing here? I automatically know it's retracing back into it. From here, I don't fucking know and I don't care. After what happens here, I don't know and I don't care and I'm not going to be involved either. Beautiful. What did they do? What did the rest of the day do? Oh, you don't fucking say. Oh, it didn't come in that imbalance down here. Why? They're not giving it to you. They're not going to give you that discount. But all I know is all I cared about here. Well, what if they did come down? Okay, cool. I wasn't a part of it though. It took me out. Popped up. It's a bull flag. Popped up. Squeezed everyone I just sold from here, didn't I? Why do you think the price rams up to here? And if I was to have bought here, which I could have, why do you think the price came all the way back down here? And then from here, where do we go? Does it go through or does it stop and buy? It stopped and buyed. Then what did it do? It went fucking sideways up. It made a new high. It made a new high. That's a trade. I'm not involved because now my eyes are just like, yo, you're a beast. Stop. Walk away. I don't give a fuck what this thing does. Oh, that was the purple level. I made it purple, by the way. Remember? I changed it. What did it do? Made a new high, bull flagged. Look at the level that I got out of, and then I sold. Just so you know, if you add all this up for what I've done today, back to the buy, sell, buy conversation. You're like, why did you stop talking about that? Buy, sell, buy. Interesting, right? Just like here, Friday's selling, sell, buy, sell. What's the difference between this and today? Well, today's buying, but today it came all the way back to the 930 and hit the 930. What did it do Friday? It came underneath that little first imbalance that it created and it missed it by a hair on purpose. And that, okay, that's 25% of the gap. So don't pay attention to that. That gap wasn't created yet. Don't look at that. Look at that. Same idea. So this is a sell by sell. If it's a sell by sell, a pure sell by sell, or pure buy sell buy, I expect it to push off immediately. No retracement in, no dump bump. If the bullish day, for my bullish days, it's buy sell buy, or if it retraces back for a dump, then buys up for a pump. Or a third option is if a buy sell buy does this. Well, so if it dumps and then pumps, it turns into a buy sell buy where it buys, makes a higher high, comes back for a higher low, then makes another higher high. You following what I'm telling you? It's not hard. Pay attention. Rewind it if you need to. It's easy. It's easy. Here's the third option of a buy sell buy. It buys, it sells, it literally comes back underneath, a hair inside somewhere, and then buys again. That's why I didn't buy this, because I don't buy this type of shit. But that was what it was doing, and I didn't execute well on that. That's okay. I murdered it. Doesn't matter. I understand what I'm doing here with the probabilities of my system. Okay? And then it bought back up. Perfect. Right? And then, what did I just say? So when I got out here, so if you add so 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 you're saying you took 5 trades, dude. I thought you just only take 2. I'm locked in, number 1. Number 2, I am really only taking 2 trades, but there's more trades in the trade. What does that mean? I'm taking this move here. You see this move? See this? Go back to the buy, sell, buy conversation. Buy, sell, buy. Keeping it fucking simple. In this buy, I took 2 trades. In that leg, here's number 1, and here's number 2. There's 2 trades. Now the sell. So buy, sell. This price, I took the whole fucking leg. I got the whole leg. The buy, sell. Now the buy, the third move. So 1, 2, 3. Sequence. I talk about this all the time. Making this easy. I didn't catch this buy here. I actually tried to catch this sell. Coming back. Because it could have been 1, 2, 3. Which, no, that could have been. It was 3 and then retrace for a 4 and then 5. So it's an internal high and a higher low is what that is. But just in case it reversed. That's why I sold here. But could I have bought here? Yeah, but I just didn't know what the price was going to do. So what does that mean? That means that you can, like jump rope, you can sit back, wait for more price action, wait for some more another setup, and keeping it simple. Now I have confirmation of the buy, sell, buy. It's just something that I fucked up on. But what does this mean? That now that on this move 3 here, I didn't sell it, I didn't buy it from here. And I didn't even buy it from here. But I bought it from here. So that's move 3. So really, this is move 1. This is really 3 trades. Move up 1, down 2, and then up 3. So that would be 3 trades. And that's when I'm locked in. And when it's moving like this, I mean, what do you want to do? Not be involved. My setup and my edge is appearing, and so I'm a part of it. That's how that's how I flow with the fucking movement of the chart. Because guess what? That's how it moved. That's how it fucking moved. That's not made up. And I have the understanding of coming up. My dude, we came down and we came all the way up and we swept this. We did all this today already. All in this picture. So this was the 30 year. The 30 year where we came up. And then now we're going to come all the way back down. Now it's April 14th. Remember I had that conversation of the next buy seasonality wise. And then we push back up. We have that option, or if it's really bullish right now and it's like the 5 year and the 15 year, I drew this where it comes up. Once it squeezes, whatever, retraces back. Why? Because we just had all these buying. I was fucking buying. And then after it does that and it squeezed people, it's now makes another maybe short, long term, intermediate term low here. And then it rushes for the liquidity here, the sellers here, and then the motherfuckers that think they're safe right now here. I drew that all before. And look. So we've now came here. Now, let me get back into it deeper. This is just fire, buddy. Just fire. Look, we came into what? That old gap. Look where the 25% is of that gap. We miss it by a hair. Oh, but what did they tick? What did they hit it by a tick level? The old weekly level that I just drew and added back on the chart. The original break of the original run on liquidity low. Look, I have it dragged out all the way. See it? Above the purple. See that? You see it? Look at that. Look at that. Came in gradually. Shoot, straight to it. Oh, what's that? What's that red level? The 40%. The 40%, which is the 40%, the imaginary, sitting right there that I explained yesterday too. Well, it ended up being there today. So the month ended up retracing back 40%, hit it there, stretched over to that breakout level, retracing, referencing back to that low, thinking that I can't see this. And then we're stuck here. Oh, and the market's closed. Yes. Obviously. Oh, you don't fucking say. Look to the left here. Look to the left here. So when we're coming up here, you're like, I get it, bro. Look to the left of the chart. The 930 level from yesterday, look where it is. It blasted, look to the right. It blasted through that. That's why I put that blue circle there initially. And where is it going? It's eating the opening range gap from yesterday. Go do the homework and go extend the levels from here on Friday, extend them out. And you're going to see how we performed on them. Watch this. Extra credit. I mean, extra 930 here. No, before I even mention all that, look at this. Look how this pops right to it, to that first imbalance of Friday. That's Friday's imbalance, buddy. Friday's imbalance. This guy right here. Look how we went right to it with this hammer, with this cap, with this fucking strong ass candle. And then look how the open of this next 1239 candle. Look how it opens on the low, damn near, on a balance of Friday. And it says, all right, guys, you're here. Shoot right through. You can't make this shit up, baby. Fire. Look at my levels, dude. These are not random zones. These are not maybes. These are all specific fucking algorithmic levels, specific price action levels of higher time frames. And I'm blending all these things. I mean, like, dude, I don't know what else I can say. Oversold. Back to an overbought. This is very logical. Right now, this is where we are. And I could have drawn this here as the bearish imbalance. Bearish, you kind of want to gauge maybe 50% here. But I have a gap here of last week. So I like that too. We'll see what I end up doing. And, you know, yeah, I drew some of these extra things after the video because like this, I can't remember everything. And then, you know, I need more time with it. Don't want to make the video longer. But, dude, I mean, did you guys eat from this? I mean... where are we also going in the previous week's open? Remember, there's a gap there. So the previous week's open would be the low of this. Look where the price action is closing right now. Boy, you can't make this shit up. Isn't that the open of last week's level? Look at the fucking low. Look at the gap. That's the open of last week. The gap's on my chart. It's quadded. We almost hit the 25%, and then we came right back in. We closed right there. Look, it's sitting right there. Yeah, I know the week isn't over. I'm just saying that's where it came back up to. This is fucking beautiful. Beautiful. This gets deleted now. I used it to come back up, didn't I? Well, I had a little rocky moments. I still prevailed. And by the way, this bullish imbalance on the weekly here, I got it dragged out. If you did the quad, I talked about that yesterday. Look at the 25%. I'm hovering it. I'm just eyeballing it. Look to the right of the chart. Look to the right of the chart. Look to the right of the chart. You notice? Oh, that's where Asia fucking ran the previous day's low and bought up, and there's no bodies underneath it to the right. Look at the 1 hour. Look at that. Look. So the algorithm said come into this weekly imbalance to the 25%. We're not going to stop at the 50. We're going to come lower. Came to the 25. See it? You're like, man, this is cool. If you're new. Ain't no one doing this for free on the internet every day. I tell you that. I promise you. Put that on my mother. Oh boy, you don't fucking say. See it? Yesterday's low was the 25%. We swept it. We crossed right over. Bullish. No bodies, no more here. Came up to here. Bullish. Bought from right there. Look at the 50%. You're already above that. And anything below that is a discount. Otherwise, here it's going to buy right back up. Man, come on, baby. I need to just delete this because there's just too much shit on my chart. Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that one though. Push this back. Okay? Okay. Now watch this. Hour 9 minutes. Pfft. Higher lows here with Dow. I'm sorry. lower lows here with Dow, not higher highs. Lower lows here with Dow. That pushed it up. 930 is here though. Let's go to 930 here. So we had a lower high here with Dow that pushed it down. We had a lower low here with Dow, pushed it up. Right, we got up here. 930, that was us pushing up already. We pushed up with this guy right here. So then it pushed up. When it pushed up, we made higher highs here with Nas. You saw me catch that last buy. And then I said, uh-oh, looks like the end of the road. Had a higher high here, and these guys were lower highs. I got out right here, and then I sold it. Remember? It came down here. Yes, that's how I was able to do that as well. Oh, this video just keeps getting better, don't it? And you think it's over. Now the price came down here. This is where I fucked up. Well, I sold it down, and we make lower lows here with Dow, and there were still higher lows here with Nas and S&P. This is where, well, I squeezed it out anyway because it was a great trade and I followed my system of trailing the fucking stop loss on the 1 minute candles. But then I had this and this was a nice signal for a buy. So when we bought here, well, I didn't buy. Hey, I can't get all the market, obviously. It might seem like that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm not. But I do my best to do my best. If that makes any sense for you. We came up here. Lower high here, and fucking Dow makes a high. I'm going to draw it because I wanted you to see this after the fact. That was the reason why I took that sell also here. And I didn't catch it, so I was like, fucking bitch. So I was like, let's see if we can come below it and come in because it's whatever. Then we come down here and there's nothing significant about, they all get into this imbalance. They all make lower lows here. Make lower lows here and lower lows here, right? So there's no really magic here. When it shifted above and it retraced back, that's when I got in right there for the motherfucking ride, baby. And then guess what? When I got out and I sold it, if you add these points, I'm already all the way up here. As a day trader, I am making enough points to swing. Because couldn't I have just bought down here and bought up all the way to here and held it and got all of it? Yeah, but no, I didn't do that. I got in at 9:30 instead of me being a slave and me getting in Asia and me fucking holding it. Could I have done that? Yeah, I knew this was price action was gonna flow, right? So wouldn't it be nice if I just bought it? Yeah, but guess what? I woke up at 9:30 and bought and got in right here, right? So I missed all this, but I got all this. So up. You saw me get up, you saw me get down, and then from here you saw me go up. If you add all that, it's like I got all of it. Okay? Does that make sense for you? And then guess what? When I got out here, I got out and was done. For this price action here, look to the right. It spent hours in the same fucking area. That's good decision making. Okay, now I'm done saying what I want to say. You like it? And guess what? Another thing with the 1 hour is that the VIX I saw creeping down. It was already up here on the VIX. It was up here. And I was like, this thing wants to come down. That's how I also flipped my bias and went back up. How did I do that? I'm showing you. The VIX came down, had a gap here, looked like it wanted to come down. It's a relief rally, whatever. It's, and it came down. And I was watching that the whole time while I was in confluence with my trade. And on the 5 minute, we were pushing down. All right, go do the research. I'm not going to go into that. But also the kicker, NVIDIA shooting up. Why? Because these motherfuckers are trying to get the easy sellers. And this was lows support. Now this is becoming resistance. So you broke through, you're making lower highs. I don't give a fuck what it does from now. The point is that from now, this was the logical situation to now be a resistance forming possibly and to get out the sellers in this range. From here to here, 75%, 60% is up here. Right? It broke through here. Boom. They're coming back for it. That's what all this is. combined together. Beautiful. Love it. Dollar coming down, helping with the buys. That's a weekly. Okay. All right. So we're moving in tandem with this. Okay. We pulled back in tight. Now it's high resistance kind of. That's okay. Whatever. Here's Dow. Made a new low. We load. We took out the low, and then we bounced up. Inversion here. I ain't even gonna get into it. It's coming to do what? To get out these sellers. Why? Because we have been selling from up here. Now you've got help. Dude, look how fast. Notice. Now let's take a step back and think. Wow, we actually made it down here. We have been talking about it the whole time. Is this coincidence? Am I not following? Am I married to anything? Am I selling down here? No, you're watching me execute buying. And I'm Mr. Bearish, aren't I? You know, look at the flow. To pop up, back up. Let's go back. It's fucking fire. Pop back up. Okay? We're just wiping out all that selling. And look at fucking Dow. Dirty as usual. Dirty 30 as usual. What does it do? Pops up. Comes down. Sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Fake push up. Comes down. Retraces for the dump first. Look how fucked up Dow is. Makes a dump at the 25%. Buys up. Nice trade though. Got to take profit. You're holding your ass out. With Dow, guess what it does? Stops here. Then it comes all the way back for a speaker. Speaker. See that? This is where I learned the speaker. Because I traded Dow. Why? Because Dow is the most manipulated. This is what you see on forex and shit like that, right? Because I traded forex first. These speakers are manipulation. Came back down, then it came all the way back up. Same, it shouldn't be this high if it's selling, first of all, but then takes off. Look at this. Do you want to trade this? Or would you rather have traded this? A lot easier, right? Buy, sell, buy. Yeah, it comes deep. Yeah, it wipes out everybody from 930, but it stops right there. Didn't even come lower. That's what I meant earlier in the video. Dow proved it. Oh, how do I know this? I didn't even look at this yet. It did it here. So that's generally buy, sell, buy, come down for a dip, buy, then it turns into a buy, sell, buy. You would want to see the buy. So buy, sell, stops right here, and then buy, continue. Well, what does dirty 30 do? Comes to below. All right, makes sense. All right, S&P relief bounce makes perfect fucking sense. We sat on a previous breakout area, dude, from 25, bro, like 24. Like, come on, like we called all this shit. We've been calling all this. Yeah, I know it's a fucking long video. Oh well, bro. I mean, I just gave you all this to run up, the fucking retrace back, this portion of buying already. Yeah, all documented. Go watch the videos. If you're still having trouble, go watch these videos. Here, what does S&P do? Buy, sell, buy. This actually came below a little bit. That's why I'm pissed about this not buying it here. That's okay. Because I was just seeing red. I was like, this fucking shit right here. I was like, they're going to come for it, you know? So, whatever. Guess what? Does this show you that even though I was married to this and made the mistake earlier, does this show me? I remember going to my original place from the beginning before the video started. I have to know these things. So your question should be answered in one of these previous videos of this week and last week. I'm literally showing you how I'm doing it. I explain it candle by candle as well. So we can't say that I didn't do that too, right? And then, what else? That's it. This video should be done. So now where do we go from here? Well, the end of the month here. Now we go right back into this. I'm not going to draw this because this is still in play. So we came up here. The new month starts. the 5 and the 15 year show this. Still on my chart. I'm not even going to change it. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Remember, there's a new line. There's a level here. So this is, we've already accomplished all this up to here, just so you know. All right. So now, April is it, and it's the new quarter. It's a quarterly shift. So we're going to have an AMD here where we open up, come above, come below it for, because it's a new month. We have to create the monthly week, the monthly wick. All right. Sorry. Let me go back to this. Let's go to the monthly. It's a good time to do that. It's okay if it's longer. I don't care. Comes into this bearish imbalance right here on the monthly. All right, that's this whole time. I screamed 23,000, didn't I? What's the low here? What's the low here? 22,953. How did I know that? Well, I was looking at the weekly, remember? All these guys here? I said, I really like this 22,000 level. Now, guess what? I still really like 22,000 level, by the way. I really do. I really do. What's 22,000? Where's 22,000? Right here. By this gap. By these down candles right here. Look to the right, 22,500. I still like coming down here. No. Let's get back into the conversation. If it's a normal world, this was still normal. Even if it was a bullish world, we would still expect this move. This is the 30-year. And this is the 5 and 15-year. I don't know which one it's going to do. We're going to play it as we go. We're going to have new data coming soon. And then I'll try to do my best for everyone. How about that? That sounds good? Sounds good, right? So I don't think there's anything else to say. What else? I mean, can I say, man? I mean, so this is how you're involved with the market here at a very high level. And it is what it is, man. You know, if I had nothing on the chart, I would think that it would buy back up to wipe out the easy fucking sellers. There's your video in fucking 3 seconds versus an hour and 15 minutes. Or whatever this became out to now, right? Could I have said that? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's making it complicated. Okay. If you think so. All right. So, is there anything else I want to say here? Came into this 2 to 2.5. I am going to measure this, which I don't know why I did not. But I was day trading. So let's take a look here. All for free, by the way. So let's see, is it going to come into this 101.5, retrace back? That would look like this, right? Coming up in here. Oh no, that's the 30-year. Come back into here, that 101.5, retrace back and push back into the 2 to 2.5. It's not even on the chart yet, but I'm still mentally fucking drawing it. You get what I'm saying, right? Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. See that? Come into here, come back. I'm not even going to draw it. I'm going to leave it the way it was. What video was that? That was March 30th. I'll remember it. Now, do we come up here and stop? Just like this stupid ass little 1 and 1.5 right here, and it stopped right here? Is it heavy to not go through and then buy up? Meaning, here, is this 1 and 1.5 too strong to roll over and then sell off like the 30-year? No, not that one. This one. You see that? Now, this is what I would expect for a continuation of being bearish. Now, have we already came down a lot? Yes, that's the other answer to why I'm buying here, to saying that this possibility is because we already came down a lot, bro. Right? So I understand that a retracement, this is a retracement at the least. I don't care if it's a break of structure or not right here. This is just we'll just call it a double bottom. Well, who cares? But right now, this is still a retracement, right? So what's after a retracement? An expansion rollover, just like this. Lower high. You fuck around all these days and then we rolled over. So now we could fuck around all these days and then roll over, right? So now my expectations, and today, being the end of the month, I didn't have really a lot of expectations. So I just traded as I traded. That's why I didn't expect. That's why it was difficult to maneuver for me or in general, because I didn't expect this. I didn't expect all that today. I did not. It just happened to do it. So, but they exceeded my expectations. So that's why I entered and maneuvered the way I did. So anything else here? Longest video I ever made? 1 hour and 24 minutes. Who's going to watch it? Are real traders watching this? If you're struggling, you better motherfucking watch every second of it. I'm eating into what I'm supposed to be doing for free every day for years. Still doing it. Right? So, pretty awesome. I'm going to miss something here. Remember that gap? What if they ran to that? Okay, what do I have up here? You got the levels, dude. You got to figure it out. And that's why I do what I do. I got to let you figure it out. I'm already fucking painting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already like, okay, dude, But, you got to do this on your own. And fuck what I say. Okay? So it is what it is. What else? 4 hour. Look at the daily kind of responding on that level. I feel like this is just a sucker play to get you. This is the weekly, by the way. So last time you saw the weekly and it oversold like that was all the way in April 7th of fucking last year. Now it came pretty low. So we'll see. I just still feel like this is a sucker play. I still feel like this is, okay, we broke through, we popped all the way back up, and we're still doing this. This is maybe even this retracement. When they keep saying, the war, it'll be done soon. Well, I'm still gauging off of that as well, because I know they're using that as fucking bullshit conversation to move the market. Bro, that should be illegal. But guess what? How am I calling all this still? Because it's the seasonality of these moves, it's already in stone. Then they're putting him, just like when we did this reversal right here. That stupid push-up. Oh, where was it? Was that here? Oh, yeah, that was here. I'm sorry. That was last Monday. Remember? We're coming back into Monday's opening range gap, by the way. You better go take a look at that. Go look. And, how do I know that? Because the algorithm is already an algorithm. Based off of seasonality and movement, it's already programmed. They're trying to say that the excuse of it moving the way it moved was because of what happened today on the news when he talked. Get the fuck out of here. That's not true. If anything, the only thing that matches is if where am I at? The only thing that matches is if they put him on cue to do whatever he does, and then the chart does what it does. Notice how I'm already still moving around based off of what the chart should do, not what he says. You see the difference? So that's proof that that's rigged, and they're using political levels to do it. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. What else I could tell you? Look at that, baby. I talked about this. These first imbalances that are nested together with each other. Look to the right. Look to the right. We tagged the next. Remember, we only tagged the first one here on September's low. Now this one here got tagged. Look at that. What about, let's look at June. Or that's July. That's July. They missed it. They didn't touch it. Now let's look at the -2 here. Oh, missed it by a hair. And we already hit the -1. Anyways, so this is where we are. Now, I'm using the bodies here. That's why it tells me, hey, we might come down even lower. This party ain't done, but it is at a nice bouncy daily low. Or do we get this, where we came in? Look at this price action on 25. Drop below, drop below, drop below. Three drops. 1, 2, 3. You can even count that one as a 3, and then 4. Look at the RSI. This is basic stuff I'm just teaching here. But, it first touched the oversold here, and we were still up here. Look how we first touched the oversold here, and we were here. Yeah, that's close, but, it's no cigar. Notice how these lows here are in the upper side of things, and then you're getting oversold here already. So maybe it is sooner than they're saying, because they keep saying, it'll be soon, it'll be soon, it'll be soon. And they want him to be right in front of your eyes here. Okay, or wrong, it doesn't matter. But the point is that look how we came below here, oversold. This looks like a real bottom. Is this a bottom? Does this look like it could come back again? So now going into price action, I'm just talking. And then you see us coming lower, with some more consecutive days. I'm expecting to maybe see that if it's going to be, this type of data here, where we popped in and then we rolled back over, and then forget this part. If it doesn't pop up right away, this is the bullish normal scenario. If it's the bearish scenario that I'm talking about, then we might see this where it rolls over and it keeps rolling over. That's not drawn in this pictures here. I gave 2 pictures yesterday and I'm not even bullish. I'm bearish. And each picture had fucking drawings of pushing up. Then maybe this one coming back down, but then pushing up. Yeah, but what's not drawn? I don't want to make sure that we're not confused here. I'm going to fucking draw it right now because I know that I did not draw that example. The only thing you don't see on this fucking chart is this. So, pushing up. Whatever. I have no idea. I don't really fucking care. I can't even think right now. All right? Oh, shit. Done. Meaning, meaning this one keeps coming down. Whatever this does, I don't care. But notice I don't have that. You better screenshot that because I'm gonna come back to it. 31st and 30th is when I made these videos. So I didn't draw this example, but do you notice what they all have an example of is pushing up in here to at least. Then from here, do they want to come back and get to this? My dude, did I not fucking smash this shit right here buying? Oh. You see, so now we use our probable ideas. We ask ourselves in the morning, all these questions. Are we in premium or discount? What's the order of flow of the algo? What's the average daily range? As you can see, a bullish day I'm expecting as well if it's buying. All these things. There were already too many bearish days here. And up being this high, we don't expect it to be a bearish day. We expect it to be a bullish day. And that's where the decision making comes in from just this guy right here buying to right here. That little piece of the whole macro pie. You see? So you only take 2 shots, and if you're wrong, you're fucking going the other way. If it's still trading, maybe 3. But that's how you control your risk management. That's how you control yourself. That's how if you're wrong, you saw both sides of the market, you can go the other way. You can participate in the market. Hey, I'm not trying to promote over trading. I'm just saying if you are going to trade and keep trading, then you better have that type of rule-based if then this system, right? And that's how I do my system. And you can see I'm killing it. My dude, look what we have done. So now, okay, I've said the drawings. I've said what I wanted to say on every macro level. With the April coming in, kicking in. Oh, the one thing I was almost going to forget was in the monthly chart. I mean, listen, if this is as low as it's going to go, right? I still expect the next month. I want to see the month still it's either, if the next month is a bullish month, because April is generally a bullish month, seasonality wise. Well, then, I want to see it come back in. You can go quad this and nerd out. And then, I want to see it pop back up for a closed candle, or does it open right away and just push straight the fuck up? All right. Or here's another third option that I'm going to even mention. Or does it come lower? Which is what I was thinking of. Comes lower and then pops back up. I'm not saying for this to all happen in April, but I'm just talking in general. I expect maybe, it's a big candle, I ain't gonna lie. But, do we use this as support here? This is, if it's gonna come back underneath this 50% level, then it's gonna be bearish and coming lower. And then you're gonna see that monthly candle of April come back into wherever. We'll talk about this, but I'm referencing it. That's why I said 23,000 level first. We came. That's a breakout area. So what do we have? Liquidity, imbalance, and breakout area from this previous price action. Boom. We just came to this is as beautiful as it gets. And that's a suspension block on the monthly. I like tagging that bitch. Look at that. Gap here, imbalance. That's a nice only buy side offering here. You're saying we're going to come to 22,000? Possibly. I'm going to say the farthest extent of us coming down, it would be the 22,000 to 21,000 area. let's just say 22,000 for now. 21,000 is pretty deep considering the scenario. Oh, and 20,000, don't forget 20,000. Dude, you'd have to have a real nice recession moving for a long time. So for how long? If he keeps talking about it being longer, well, what are you going to do? You know, if it's really longer, then I expect something like this more. If it's a shorter span of time, then maybe it does go back above, right? And it doesn't really take out that low, but I just feel like it should come lower, come into this fucking area somewhere in here. We have the imbalance, we have the gap here, we have that first down candle here, the sequence. We have, I'm thinking out loud here. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And in a short period of time, you get into these levels on the daily. This is a breakout area. Maybe sweep more of this. They swept those guys. But here, I don't think they're gonna leave. They should come down, bro. I don't think it's done, but man, we'll see, man. But man, I'm taking a vacation actually real soon because I'm kind of fried. I deserve. I'm going on a nice fucking 8-day, 10-day cruise type of thing. Because I need it. But end of the month here, of next month, and then. But if it's a short time about what they're saying, then we'll see them maybe slowly start to push back up with their bullshit. As of now, we're still bearish. Take care. God bless.